Hi, Miss Yantine here, and I'm going to go over Grade 2, Module 1, Lesson 6. The goal for today is for you to be able to subtract single-digit numbers from multiples of 10 within 100. Let's get started. Today, we're going to learn a little bit of a trick for subtracting problems like 40 minus 9. That's why you see here 10 minus 9. We do all know what is 10 minus 9, and if we don't, we could use circles to represent 10 and take away 9. Or we could use our fingers, put 10 fingers up and take away 9 fingers, and we see that we have one more. So we want to keep that in mind, that number fact in mind. The idea is not just to teach you how to do a standard algorithm like solving 20 minus 9, because I know you can do that, but it's for you to build number sense, for you to be able to learn how to visualize these kind of numbers mentally. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So here, I just want you to see a visual. Right now we have 2 tens. 2 tens. How many tens are in the 20? Right, there are 2 tens. So if we wanted to break down a 20 into 2 parts, how can I break that down with? I can break it down with tens. And that is the exact goal, for you to take a 10 out of your digit here. If I take away a 10 from this 20, what is my other number part going to be? That's right, it will be a 10 as well, because 10 plus 10 equals 20. 20 has 2 tens. So now we can do this mentally. We can see that 10 minus 9, and we know this number fact, equals 1. And if you don't, that's okay. You can always use your fingers. And now all we have to do is add the numbers that are left over. This 1 plus the other number part, which is the other 10, this part here. So 1 plus 10 equals 11. Our answer, 10 minus 9, is 11. This is the strategy that I want you to work on during the problem set. I'm going to show you again with a different equation. Pay very close attention. Here we have the equation 30 minus 9. Now, I only have the quick tens and circles here just so that you can visualize 30 minus 9. But the strategy that I really want you to work on today is building a number sense by breaking apart 30. That means that you are going to break apart 30 with a 10, using a 10. Why? Because I know the number fact, 10 minus 9 equals 1. Most of you have that memorized, and that's great. Let's work with your memory here. 10 minus 9 equals 1. And since I took a 10 from my 30, how many more 10s do I have? Notice here, I still have 1 10 and another 10, 2 10s. So I have 20. And 20 plus 10 equals 30. So that's how I broke apart the number 30. We're using 20 and 10. So the strategy here is for you to break apart your digit with a 10. So one of your number parts should be a 10. And then we subtract 10 minus 9, which we know equals 1. Sorry if this number looks like a 6. It should be a 0. Then bring this number over, bring it down 1, and add the other number part, which is a 20. 1 plus 20, we can mentally add. It equals 21. So ask yourself, how does solving 10 minus 9 help us solve 30 minus 9? Think about it. Add it in the comments. Write it down on a piece of paper, in a math notebook, share it with a friend. Let's move on to our next example. As you see, the first step has been done to break apart the 40 by making one part a 10. So what is the first step to solve? We want to break apart the bigger digit and making one part a 10. That way we'll be able to solve mentally. What is 10 minus 9? We know 10 minus 9 is 1. And then all we have to do is add this other number part, which is 30. 1 plus 30 equals 31. So let's go over this one more time. The first step is to break apart your number with a 10. So you want one of your number sentences to have a 10. We want to subtract that with this single digit number, which is a 9 in this case. 10 minus 9 we know equals 1. Now the next step is to bring this 1 that you have left over down here and then add your other number part because we can't forget this part. Remember, we're really subtracting 40 minus 9. And this is just another way for you to subtract 40 minus 9. Eventually, this will help you subtract a lot faster mentally. Your turn. Work out as many of these problems as you can without the quick 10 and 5 group column. Meaning I want you to break apart the numbers by making one part your 10. And that's going to help you solve mentally. Let's go over the application problem. Remember to always follow the RDW method when solving a word problem. RDW means to read the word problem carefully, draw using a model like the one I showed you in this lesson, and to write a number sentence and a statement. You can pause this video to work on the problem, the application problem, independently. Great, now it's time to check your work. First, let's read carefully. Here it says that Mary buys 30 stickers. Let's circle that number because it's important to know. She puts 7 in her friend's backpack. How many stickers does Mary have left? Notice is using this clue word, left. Or usually when you have the word left in a word problem, it means to subtract. So this lets us know that we have to subtract 30 minus 7. That will be our number sentence for this word problem. Now, I know that you can use your quick tens and circles to solve this, but today's goal is to build your number sense, and that's going to be very important for you in the future. So what we're going to do is write this again, and we're going to break apart the number 30 by making one part a 10. Now, if I broke apart the number 30 and made one part a 10, we want to always make sure that we also fill in the other part. So if I took a 10 from my 3, how many 10s do I have left? Right, I have 20. 20 plus 10 equals 30. So this is why we broke apart the numbers this way. The second step is to then either mentally solve 10 minus 7 in your head or write it down so that you don't forget. Notice that 10 minus 7 equals 3. Most of you have memorized that number fact from kindergarten or first grade, and that's fabulous. If you haven't, that's okay. You might just need a little more practice. Feel free to use your fingers because you have 10 fingers. Bring the number 3 down, your answer, and then add the rest of the number part, which is the 20 here. 3 minus plus, now we're going to add it, 3 plus 20 equals 23. So our answer, 30 minus 7, is 23. Now it's time for you to show me what you have learned. Can you solve all of these problems using the strategy I've just taught you? Show me what you got. Pause the video and work on your problem set. Remember, this is Module 1, Grade 2, Lesson 6. Great. So now, let's debrief. Explain how you solved problem 1B. How did number bonds help you solve our subtraction problems today? Can you figure out the math goal of today's lesson? What name would you give this lesson? Do you think you could teach what you learned to someone else? How? Choose one of these questions to debrief and write it down either on your problem set, on your math notebook, a piece of paper, and show it to your teacher. Great job, boys and girls. Until next time, bye.